Hi everyone! I wanted to share today how I have my standard traveler's notebook set up in a standard notebook cover. I use mine for all of my reading related inserts. So I have the black version and I picked this up in April of 2025 of this year, if I'm correct. So it's been a few months now that I've had it, and I really do love this system, and I can see myself using this for other notebooks in the future. I do even have now I got the passport as well in April, and I love this. I use this for gaming, but I can share how I set this up in a future video if you are interested as well. But I have this with 3 inserts, and I find that the covers the notebooks don't stick out too much, if you can see, which I really like because I do a little bit of tabbing, so I like how they're not completely unprotected. So before getting into the inserts, I wanted to share what I use to actually fill these up. So I use Pilot vanishing points. These are the same that I use in practically every single one of my books. My black is a extra fine and the blue is a fine. Both of these vanishing points are filled with platinum carbon black ink. I personally prefer how just like deep and black it is, like very rich. And it works really great with like toner paper, and even I find that it works well with like even Leuchtturms. Personally, I've been lucky that it doesn't do a lot of smearing or bleeding through the pages. So first, so like I said, I have 3 inserts. All of them are from Good Impressions. They're white toner paper inserts with 4mm square grid, and I began using them in 2023 when I had switched doing my reading log in a standard insert. But around all the inserts, I have the clear folder from Traveler's Company. I just have some of these little book stickers from Rainy Dot Plans, and then these are index stickers from Daiso that I've used to mark the month, except I don't know where my January went. I think it must have fallen off, so I'll have to remake that one. But this is just so that I can easily flip to what month I started reading a book, since I often can remember what month I read it. I just can't remember like the days. So this is really nice when I'm trying to look back and find a specific book, though I don't think I will keep these on after the year is over. So we'll see, but I've decorated all of the inserts using a variety of some silver stickers. These are Megan Rhiannon icon dots. But yeah, and in the back, I just have this Hobonichi stencil, and I just used the star. So for my reading log, let's see. So I now have 3 books per page, and I document the title, the author, the date, and pages, or I guess I forgot to put for this one, but oh well. A little synopsis, star rating, and my thoughts. And I really love this. It's like quick and easy for me to be able to remember what were some of those key things that stood out to me. And usually this is kind of helpful to tell me like, hey, do I ever want to reread this book? Do I want to remember this? But very quick and simple. And I include like ebooks, physical books, audiobooks. I do a lot of reading, so this is a quite thick of an insert. But I also don't care about like the page length. So like if it's a novella or like a 1,000-page book, like it doesn't matter. Like it will get put in here. The only thing I don't include is like school, like since I'm in a master's program, any like scholarly articles, but I'll include if I like read a book for that class, I will include it in here. So for my fan fiction log, this is somewhat recent since I think before July, I had only really read the fan fiction Manacled back in September of 2024, and before that, I don't know if I had read for a few years. So I've been getting back into reading fan fiction, so I set up a new fan fiction log. I have some fan fictions I want to read. And then here I'm putting 2 per page just to have a little bit more room, since I don't include ratings because you're not supposed to technically rate fan fiction, but I do want to have enough information to know, like, would I reread again? And that's essentially like the last line is like, here it's like, would I reread? Just to let me know if it's something worth rereading based on how much I enjoyed and what I was looking for out of the story. But I am tracking the title, the author, what website, what fandom, the date published, date read, word count, synopsis, and my thoughts. So the only thing really different is just the website, fandom, and date published. And instead of page count, it's a word count, and obviously no star rating. This is for a fan fiction that is getting published. Like it's, I'm reading it as it gets published. So I just have like what chapters were published and that like day and what I thought, just to kind of, I think this will be really fun to reread in the future, but that's currently all that's in there. And then my reading journal. So this is just to kind of journal about reading related prompts. So here I just have like some thoughts post reading a book, and here like I have like a mid-year book tag, and I took some of the questions that I was interested in and wrote them down here. But this is essentially for when I want to just do journaling about reading, but not in my like actual like daily journal, if that makes sense. Like I can even like think about like if I'm reading like a series, and I can write down like theories for a future book, or maybe like a book to movie adaptation. Really this is just for anything I want to write about. And I think I have like another page here. I think I journal. I think I filmed these too in my like monthly like videos, but I did also, here I have a cut down blotting paper, and I did cut down, I forgot to mention, here it is. So I did cut this down. This is a A5 Hobonichi pencil board that I cut down to standard, and I just rounded the corners with a corner rounder. And this is really nice because of the fact that there are a lot, gets, what is it called? This is really chunky. Let's see if the camera will focus. Oops, sorry. So this is really chunky, which means that if, let me open it back up. So if I am, whoa, that's really out of focus. If I am writing on this, sometimes like here it's not that bad, but depending on like how full the book is and where you're at, it can get like really hard to like sometimes write more into these corners. So I'll like to slip this behind just to have a lot more straighter edge, because that is the one thing with using Traveler's Notebook, is that writing on a flat surface can get a little bit difficult, especially if like your notebooks aren't really trained well. So that is something to consider with this. Is I'm just so I've been so used to all of my Hobonichi techos just laying flat when open that this is a little bit of an adjustment, but I do like how I can have all of them in one thing together, since this is all of my reading related inserts, and besides my planner, I don't have too many extra notebooks. So I really like this. Plus with like I do really like the black notebook, so this is really nice that they all match together, and I'm excited to see how it does kind of like scratch. Like because I have often nails, it does get a little bit scratched up here, so I will need to condition it, so that's something I'm looking forward to. But this is how I have my Traveler's standard company notebook set up, and if you have any questions, definitely drop them down below. Thanks.